Have you ever wanted to play soccer or kick a ball around and you didn't have one? Well, what if you had a ball of string? What if you had some string and you could kick that around, couldn't you, if you had a much bigger ball than this? And the string is, it just keeps unwinding, doesn't it? Well, that is what this story is all about. Now let's find out what George does in this story, called The Big Ball of String, by Ross Mueller and illustrated by Craig Smith. Published in 2004. That's 11 years ago, isn't it? The Big Ball of String. All right, here we go. George wanted to play soccer, but he didn't have a soccer ball to kick. All he had was a big ball of string. George decided he could use his big ball of string for a game of soccer. Why not? It's pretty much like a soccer ball, isn't it? Let's see what George does with that string. But his mom said he couldn't kick his ball in the house because he might break something important, probably like dishes and glasses and stuff like that. So George decided he should go to the park. There he is. He's heading outside. He has a cat and a tricycle. He's heading off to the park with his ball of string. He carried his ball of string out of the house and past the milk bar. That's kind of like a dairy, I think. Past the post box and around the corner past the fire station. There's the little community there. And you can see him there carrying his ball of string. Past all those buildings. You can even see the fireman up there drinking his coffee or tea or something, right? And into the park he went, where the magpies were warbling. There he is. In the park, he's going to kick the ball, and the magpies are warble, warble, warble. He put his ball of string on the ground to begin to play soccer. Wait. He kicked it, and he kicked it, and he kicked it, and he kicked it. George kicked the ball all over the park. There he is. Here, there, and everywhere. Big green ball of string. He kicked it, and he kicked it, and he kicked it, and he kicked it. The ball rolled, and the ball bounced. Whoo, look at it all over the place there. Looks like lots of Georges. Lots of string all over the place. The magpies continued to warble. Oh, and look what we got here. We got a lady sitting on the park bench knitting. That's cool. She's watching what's going on here. Well, he kicked it, and he kicked it, and he kicked it, and he kicked it. You get the point. Kick, 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 kick. Back past the fire station and around the corner. There's the fire station. Looks like he's coming from the park around the corner, past the fire station. Firefighters there. Big fire truck. He kicked it, he kicked it, and he kicked it, and he kicked it. Past the post box and past the milk bar, and soon George found himself back at his house. Well, what do you think of that? There he is. Kicking, kicking, kicking all the way. Still kicking. You can see the string, green string. What else do we have in this picture that I can show you? Well, I think this is his house, and I think he's greeting his cat. Why not? That's fun. But the ball of string had disappeared. What had happened to that ball of string? He's checking with his cat. Didn't ask his cat, did he? George could not see it anywhere, no matter how hard he looked. Under all the plants, under the table. Cat's going, I wonder too. Well, maybe the ball of string was back at the park. So George walked out of his house, past the milk bar, past the post box and the fire station, and into the park. There he goes again. And just near the tree where the magpies were warbling, he saw a piece of his string. There's the magpies, and he sees his string. My goodness, look at it, it's all up the tree and everything. Maybe the magpies had something to do with the disappearing string. George decided to roll up the string and see what was at the other end. He rolled it, and he rolled it, and he rolled it, and he rolled it. Looks like the cat is helping him too, trying to get this rolled up. George rolled up the string all over the park. He rolled it, and he rolled it, and he rolled it, and he rolled it. And he rolled it as fast and as tight as he could. Look at him rolling that. Fast and tight. Roll, roll, roll. And the magpies and the cat, everybody's watching him do this. He rolled it, and he rolled it, and he rolled it. And you know what else? He rolled it, and he rolled it, and he rolled it, and he rolled it. Back past the fire station, around the corner, past the post box, and past the milk bar. There he is, rolling his string. Roll, roll, roll. He rolled it, and he rolled it, and he rolled it, and he rolled it. And as soon as he was back at his house, there he is. Look at, kind of a mess, isn't it? There's cats there, birds there. There he is, got his ball of string. As soon as he's back at the house, George looked down, and there in his hands was his great big ball of string. Of course it was. George wanted to play soccer again. So what did he do? He threw it. And he kicked it, and he kicked it, and he kicked his big ball of string and all the way back to the park. Maybe you could guess the rest of the story. Did he kick it all the way past the milk bar and the fire station? I think so. There we are, the big ball of string. George and his ball of string, and wanted to play soccer. It looks like he had a lot of fun doing that, don't you think? So there you go. What a fun book. Maybe you can find it at your bookstore or at your library. I got this at my library. What a great place to find a lot of books that you could read. Bye for now.